Peace to the kings and queens. It's your brother Tim Gray for the Melanated Medicine Podcast. I want to welcome you back because today is my day. This is the day that I get to introduce one of my people. And when I say that is, I've said this before in other podcasts. There has been times when I've said, oh, this person's helped me. But now, before I give her the introduction, you can see who she is. But this is one of the reasons why I am a massage therapist. But this is the reason why I'm good at it. Is because I had to come through the crucible of Miss Ericka Clinton. Let's give this lady a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Let's give her a round of applause, Miss Ericka Clinton. So she is one of those people in the massage world, okay? When I started at school a long time ago, I walked in and I saw this black woman who had presence. And it didn't have, you could tell that people who are not comfortable with themselves, she's going to shake them in their boots. So, of course, that made me go, oh, I feel home. So, I walk into the school, and I had a clinic director. And at this stage of schooling, she was the person that was running the clinic for all the therapists that were coming in to, prepare to work on these new clients. And then she spoke. And the only way that I now can say how she spoke was the black doctor on Grey's Anatomy. The woman, the presence that she had when she wasn't playing because she was in charge of the residents, that was Ericka Clinton. But at the same time, you knew that if she cared about you, you felt it. And I personally just want to say thank you for the positioning because I felt very alone I was only one of two black men in that program at the time that I was in school. So I wasn't used to seeing any other people of color. You primarily saw people who were in lifestyle transitions. They did this for a certain amount of years and they wanted to do that. And then other people who just came out of school and be like, I'm a healer. And then Ericka, you could just see it in her face. She'd be like this, sure. Mm-hmm. So please introduce yourself to the people. Let them know what you've done. I have a whole litany of things I could go through, but I don't want to take up too much. That's already been 2 minutes of me talking about you in that regard. But I personally just need to say thank you because you are the real reason why Melanated Medicine is a podcast, because the representation is such an imperative part of seeing something that gives you the faith that you can become. So I just thank you for being the thing that's always helped my life, strong black women.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to be here. So
I'm excited. Sorry.
So as Tim said, my name is Ericka Clinton. I've been a licensed massage therapist in the state of New York for 27 years now. Wow. I've been an educator for 25 years. Mm-hmm. And for the last 8 years, I was the dean at the Swedish Institute, which is the oldest massage therapy program in the United States. We've been training massage therapists since 1916, the only school to consistently do that. And so it's the place where I got trained. It's where I trained him.
Yep.
And I feel blessed to say I've trained probably tens of thousands of licensed massage therapists in the state of New York. Even after 27 years, I still practice. So
hold on, let's just pay attention because you know that she don't look like she's been doing anything for 27 years. I just want to make sure.
I went to school when I was 8.
That happens.
There you go.
That happens.
So I still have an active practice, which I'm very proud of. And recently, last year, I left the dean position to go back into the classroom, which is my true love and passion, education, and have then, I guess, extolled my expertise in a couple of smaller organizations that do really amazing work.
Okay, so tell us about some of them.
So I currently work for a continuing education group based in Arlington, Virginia. They're known as Healwell.
Okay.
And their mottos are touch, teach, advocate. And so they pride themselves on providing continuing education that provides massage therapists with the opportunity to be more integrated into conventional healthcare,
All right.
into interdisciplinary teams.
Right.
They do a lot of hospital-based training, a lot of end-of-life training, and they advocate for equity and access to massage therapy. And so I became their education director in
Oh, wow.
September.
Okay. So we're just not going to
Yeah,
slide
we're not
past that
stopping.
one.
We're not stopping.
All right. The director. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay.
And I feel very wonderful working for this group. They're an amazing group of individuals. They have embraced me completely. One of the things I'm very excited that we just launched as the education director is we have launched a palliative care training program for massage therapists that we call Empath. And we have 11 students in this first cohort. It's a 9-month training program.
Oh, wow.
To teach them really how to work on an interdisciplinary team. And they all will have externships at hospitals or hospices in the areas they live in. So,
Wow, that's
you know,
remarkable. Are they in Virginia to take these
they-
courses?
no, they take they do their courses online. And then their externships are in the cities and
That they
towns where they live in. So some of them are in rural areas, some
Sure.
of them in cities. Some of them are just embarking on expanding the work they already do in the hospitals where they work. And, you know, so much of my life has been about opportunities to be the first. And so for me, working with Healwell and doing this program is again another first.
Sure.
No other CE group is doing training in this way. And I feel so blessed that they have given me this load to carry as the person who's going to take this program into the future.
Yeah, but the fact that they knew what they had when they got in contact with you, I want to give them their credit for that, because as I've told you, I've told most people, we just started our own CEU program here at Great Wellness, and it's the Great Wellness Continuing Education Program, and our first classes start in March, where we're doing prenatal massage, and we created our own stretch method to help regulate the truth in regards of how to stretch people. And because most times when people get therapy, or I should say stretch in some of these brick and mortar stores, they're not by therapists. People usually have been personal trainers or like yoga instructors and stuff like that. So this is going to be the first course that you get 3 licensed massage therapists teaching you. But that's the standard that we want to come behind. So that way we can go, okay, well, what aren't we doing because of where Ericka is? So you're still leaving me, even in this regard, just from hearing that, I'm like, okay, maybe I got to rethink a couple things about where we're going. This is great.
You start with where the passion is.
Yes.
And so I work with Healwell. And then one other thing that I will just mention, because it's been something that's been a big part of my life probably now for the last 15 years,
Yeah.
is I work for the Center for the Advancement of Therapeutic Arts. That's a nice name, right?
I like that.
They're known as KATA.
Okay.
Which, of course, plays into what we know as our shiatsu work.
Yes.
But we have a 157-hour oncology massage training program, and I'm the executive director of that. I lead the students through their education, which is about 13 classes.
Sure.
And then we have a clinic that we operate where cancer patients actually come in, and they get to train under my supervision to really understand how to do this work. And I think the best part about that is the clinic is set up to help the students complete their education, but most prominently to provide massage therapy to underserved populations. So oncology massage in the trade is probably one of the more expensive specialties.
Yep.
But people can come in and get it for $55. And as cancer patients, with costs being so high, the fact that we can offer them that support, they can come in and get a massage every week while they're going through chemotherapy and radiation, and just dealing with all the challenges that a cancer diagnosis can bring. And so I do that as part of my work. So, being at Swedish set me up to kind of
To propel you into this regard.
all of these things.
Come on, round of
that I get
applause.
to
Round of
be.
applause. Let's go. Round of applause for that, man. All right. So I have to interject slightly. One of the most gratifying experiences I've ever had while being in school, I had to do my internship at the American Cancer Society. And no one knew this at the time when I was going, that my mom was over at Sloan Kettering. So my mom passed away from lung cancer and still never got a chance to see me graduate, but knew I was in school. But the most respect that I could do is that I would go to check my mom in for treatment, and I would try to do massages for the nurses. And they were like, "Why do you want to do this?" I said, "Because I know if you feel good, you're going to watch out for her."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they were like, "Hmm." I said, "Because I know she may be forgotten about." And they were like, "No, she ain't." Heard. But then I went to go give some therapy to a brother who was probably at the last ends of his life. And so he walked in, I said, "What's up, champ?" And he just watching him smile and realizing that people who are enduring that level of pain, uncertainty, irritability, also don't get touched. And it was like, I felt that God was like, "Yeah, go do the work." Mm-hmm. And I couldn't do all the things with him that I knew, but that was the first place I can say that I learned how to meet the client where they were.
So important.
And it was probably one of the most gratifying feelings that I've had, that I was of service. Mm-hmm. And from our backgrounds, we were at that point, we were just two people.
Right.
And he entrusted me at this stage, he was at stage 4 in his his cancer, to allow me to treat him. And I had a couple people that day, but that his smile was, to make him smile was, it healed my heart. So the fact that you're doing this, knowing that other people are going to be able to receive the same type of love with understanding and empathy, not sadness or sorrow.
Right.
Now, we coming in here to do this work. I applaud you for that. I am grateful that, because at first when I found out that you left as a dean, I was pissed. All right, and I'm going to say why I was pissed, because it was completely for selfish reasons. Because the entire time that I was at school, I never saw people of color, any color. So when I say BIPOC, people, please understand, we don't just mean black. So I didn't see an Asian woman in the head of this situation. I didn't see a Latino man in front of the situation. But when I heard that they made Ericka Clinton a dean, I was like, what? I thought that was the most gangster thing. But then I knew who the person was. I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all. We're going to tighten up this ship a little bit. And then when they say, "Oh, she's leaving," and I was like, well, she served time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We don't have to be in that situation forever. But to hear that you're going to go from there to do this, I'm happy you left.
Me too.
Is that, man. I'm sorry. It just made me think about my mom.
Yeah.
And just, working on her while she was going through chemo. Mm-hmm. Or trying to find a way to make her feel comfortable because she was so irritated.
Right.
And not that sense of uncertainty. We move around because we don't know anything, right? We have this, we have availability to our bodies. But when tragedy hits that body and the amount of trauma that happens to you psychologically, that sense of uncertainty and seeing the fear and doing anything that you can to extract a little bit of that, to make them feel like themselves, that's what therapy does. Mm-hmm. And that in itself can literally create a healing process. So, this happened and this happened. No, there were so many other factors that came into why your body started to heal. Mm-hmm. So, again, thank you for that work. I'm thanking you for the students who they don't know what they got. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's just, man.
And I'm still there showing them the way, which is good. I just have a different role.
Yeah.
But, it's like thinking about the story you just told about your mom. Mm-hmm. I had mentioned before we started recording how massage therapy has a strange reputation in the American concept, but literally it's the first medicine.
Yes.
Right? When people in the village got sick, somebody laid hands on them.
Yep.
Right? Before we had drugs and antibiotics and surgery and anything, we touched people, right? That led to the healing process. Mm-hmm. So doing what we do, which sometimes gets watered down to the fact that we rub people,
Yes.
right? And let's be honest, without the rubbing, you don't have all the good stuff.
At all.
But it's so much more than that, right? The things that you convey when you touch a person are so significant, right? Oftentimes people struggle with verbal communication, but you don't have to speak when you can touch someone and touch them with intention and compassion and empathy, which is so important, right? And I always love to say, in massage, no one has failed, right? So much in this life, we talk about winning and losing and gaining and being downtrodden. But when you touch people, everybody is successful.
Yeah.
Nobody fails in any way, no matter how ill or how challenged their body is. They are accepted into this greater fabric of our being because you were willing to touch them, right? And there's so much research out there that proves all of that, right? When people get touched, they have less heart attacks, they have less cardiovascular disease. When people get touched, they get less cancer, they live longer, right? So we know, and we also know that if you don't touch an infant, they will not thrive.
Hold on. Air horn. Sorry.
So why do we assume as adult people we no longer need touch?
That's the part that makes me interested. Because that's why these conversations are so important, because you can only hear it from, I can speak for most of our guests, haven't been in my position, but you've been in my position almost double the amount of time that I've been here. So to hear that that same perspective is still there is exciting for me, because I find this comes across when I talk to younger women. Young lady who is a figure skater, client of mine. So I can come and get a massage. I said, no, you're at a certain age that your mother has to be in this room. So I use that time as an opportunity to talk to her through her mother. And another one of my clients who's now of age, it's weird that I used to see her when she was 17, and now that she's 22, it's like awkward, right? Because I watched her become a woman. But the thing that I've been able to instill in them is like, remember, I want you to know what proper touch feels like. And an informed touch feels like. And when I also talk to women, just in my daily life, I asked them, when was the last time you were touched for the benefit of you? And I said, when was the last time you touched for the benefit of that person without trying to extract anything, just for them? I said, that has a different level of love. Or I watched a woman on Instagram the other day, and it just brought, you see one thing and it just brings you back to a moment. And it was a sister washing her baby's hair before they went to church on Sunday in the kitchen sink. And she's shampooing his hair, brushing his hair out. And I'm laughing because I was like, oh, I could still feel the water of my mama doing that to me. Or making my sister do it, and the soap all in my face and in my eyes because she just didn't care. So, but the reason why I bring this point up is the love in touch. One of my favorite songs is "Grandma's Hands" by what's the brother's name? Oh goodness gracious, I'm forgetting it. But it's a song called "Grandma's Hands," and it's the whole premise about all the love that was in your grandmother's hands. Or when your grandmother held your hand or touched your feet, or, because the first person who laid hands was usually your grandma. Well, she give me that baby. So to hear that, that's what that brings me back to. And because I asked people, I said, my trivia question in some of my classes, what's the oldest form of healthcare in the history of humankind? And you could see people, acupuncture, about 1,500 years too late.
Scrambling. Yeah, trying to figure it out.
It's
And I'm always like, it's what you're doing here. Just a hint. What you are studying.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, right, touch. Right? Like, as if the light bulb didn't go off before. And it's like, okay, but that's why you're in school.
I'm going to tell you what my school moment was, though. During orientation, quite some time ago, the gentleman showed a picture during the orientation. Now they show video, whatever. And he showed a picture of the hieroglyphics in Egypt.
Oh.
And you, to this day, you can still Google it on your phone. You can see the pharaohs receiving a massage. So, in my creative brain, at the time, the movie The Mummy was out. So you know what happened when she touched the thing and she just went back into that place and she could see it. Now she's going against Anaxunamun. Yeah. I would go, so when I'm done with school, I'm technically going to be like a doctor. And they were like, well, at that time you would have been. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh. So it went from, oh, I'm just going to learn how to apply and do this type of thing to the ideology that I created of being a physician. And I was like, Now, what you don't know, I took that, held on to it for all the time I was in school, and as soon as I graduated, no one really knows this, I contemplated leaving America and moving to Canada. Why? Canada is the only program that had a harder program than the Swedish Institute. They required more class hours, and I was like, I'm going to be the best. And I wanted to go to wherever, because they're part of the healthcare system.
Yes.
So they look at massage therapists and physios like right next to each. There's more of a collaborative. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and then one of my students, the students I graduated, goes, and what are you going to do with that degree? He goes, you can't work here with the Canadian joint. Are you moving to Canada? And I was like, no, I'm not going to move to Canada, but it's still a good idea. He goes, well, like, let's just get past this part and take out state boards.
Right. Let's get to the place where
but
we
I
can
really
wanted,
I wanted to be that physician.
Right.
I wanted that. Answer a question for me. Why do you think that we're not seen? Because I have my theology. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that we're not seen in the same realm as chiropractors or acupuncturists? Why don't we garner the same type of respect? I have my theory, but I don't want to, say that before you give me yours. Because it's not the acupuncturist or the
no, it's not those other practitioners doing, right? Some of it is within our own community, right, that we have to acknowledge. But throughout time, massage therapy was always part of care.
Yeah.
Right? And somehow something got lost. This idea that touch was therapeutic. All of a sudden, touch was just for relaxation. And relaxation is valid,
sure,
right? But somehow we lost this clinical focus in the mindset of people, particularly American people.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you go to Europe, you go to Asia, it's different.
It's a part of their whole healthcare system.
And it's a part of their culture in a way that hasn't been removed or put into some strange category, and some of that is, the reality of things that we have to deal with as massage therapists. The example that I always hold on to is that during the pandemic, when all of these people were getting loans from the federal government to keep their businesses open, massage therapists were told that we were in the same category as adult bookstores and massage parlors, and therefore we could not qualify for that money. And it was like, you still are holding us in this very bizarre place because of your discomfort with touch, right? And touch conveys so much, but massage therapy conveys intention, it conveys boundaries, it conveys safety in touch, which is something we have lost as a community. So I think, hopefully we're on the top side of the hill where things are getting better and people are understanding that there is this difference. And, part of the work that I'm trying to do is I've worked in hospitals most of my career as a massage therapist, which was kind of not happening. I was I worked at Columbia Presbyterian under Dr. Oz, Oprah's favorite doctor. When he was in cardiac and thoracic surgery, I was one of the massage therapists, worked with him. I worked at Sloan Kettering. And so I really want people.
Excuse me. Hold on. I just had to hit the air horn because I know that y'all heard what I heard, but I wanted to make sure we got to the end because now she just pulled out her chains. So keep going. I'm sorry. That was so good.
No,
That was
but
so good.
it's so, part of one of my goals in the next 25 years of my career, because I'm going to have a 50-year career
Come
if
on.
I can do it, is to make sure that people realize that massage therapists belong in all these conversations. And they belong in all these places. Like you were talking about the impact you made supporting the nurses at Sloan Kettering who were taking care of your mother. And it's like, right, what we do has a ripple effect that no other aspect of medicine does. When I walk in the room and provide therapeutic touch to someone's father who's at end of life, I take care of that father, but I also take care of every single member of that family because I have done something that maybe they are not able to do themselves in that moment. I've provided some solace to that father. I've reduced their pain.
Yep.
I've allowed them to sleep. I've allowed those last moments of life to be less arduous, right? And that is something that no procedure or drug can convey, right? It comes through the interaction of the human being.
Yeah.
So I really want the world to understand that what we do is special.
Yeah.
It's significant. It is not for everyone, as you know.
Yes. I did.
And it has its place.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's validity in the people who work in the spa environment who are basically keeping everybody like in their lane, in their bodies, as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
Right? Relaxation work is so important. But then we can go from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Right. So whether it's the person who's working in hospice care, in palliative care, who's, my therapists who are at Mount Sinai in the Dubin Breast Center holding the hand of a patient while they have a breast biopsy. Like, who's doing that? Right? No one else is doing that. But somehow massage therapists are in that room doing that work. Right? So we need to be part of every conversation when we're talking about care of a human being.
But that's
so to
the reason
speak.
why I wanted to bless our audience with someone like you to give it even more depth of understanding, because trying to ensure that the quality of the work stays there while still staying myself, it's always been a thing that I've been after. And not being pigeonholed to one type of client that I could serve, because my creative ADD wants to, so I can work in there. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do that. Because humans are going to human, and I can be in all of these types of conversations.
Right.
And to land the plane, my theology behind why we're not looked at with the same respect and honor is, my friend, as I said to a friend of mine, you can't tax the work that we do. So if I put my hands on a person, you can see a physiological difference by the time I'm done. Despite whatever they may feel, you can physically see a change in the body. Posture, breathing patterns, blood flow, lowering of the blood pressure, all these things are just byproducts of it. So I asked a friend, I said, when you have a chiropractor who's adjusting bone, what's attached to the bone? The muscle, the sinews, the fascia. If the fascia, sinews, and muscles have not been adjusted, what are you going to think happens to the bone? It's going to pull it right back. And then you keep getting adjusted. And you go right back. And you keep going to get adjusted. I said, so, not saying it doesn't have a place, but why aren't these things looked at as a collaborative? Secondarily, acupuncture. So I asked a friend, because we were having a beautiful discussion about it. I won't say argument. And he says, well, I'll see my chiropractor and I'll go see my acupuncturist. And I said, okay, there's a third. I don't really need massage. Really? So after they insert this needle into this area that has been discussed for 2,000 years, that you can't guarantee that you're hitting, what then is your acupuncturist doing? Yours. All right, they just kind of leave me there to do it. So I think because of any manipulation of the bone that you can hear and anything that gets inserted into the body. They can look at those types of things from a medical perspective and respect it, because I can tax your needles. I can tax your disposal of it. I can prove that you need insurance for your x-rays to prove that your bones are out. So there's a whole bunch of things that you have to include a lot more people to get that approval. Now, with me, I can grab some natural oil in the floor. I don't need another thing to do it. So there's nobody else who can tell me how much I can charge for it. There's nobody who can tell me where I can do it. I just need to be where a person is. And because of people like you, I feel confident also doing that. And I also feel confident telling people what we're not.
Right.
Oh, Tim, I go see you before I see my PT. Why? What did your physician say? So that way there's still a respective order that you don't put me in a hierarchy than I'm prepared to be able to do, because I don't diagnose anything. I need you to tell me what you've been diagnosed with and then where you are that day, and then we can work on a treatment plan to figure out how we're going to make you feel better. Simple as that. So, but I'm sorry for that spiel, but we're going to bring you back because I need you to tell them about this conference in North Carolina.
Yes.
That I heard of before I even knew you were associated to it.
Well, the Black Massage Therapist Conference.
I want you to understand that I found out after it was happening that she was a part of it. Because someone said, Tim, you need to go down to North Carolina. I was like, for what?
So this is one of the things that it touches my heart so much. A graduate of the Swedish Institute, her name is Devana Willis, decided...
Hold on, air horn.
Yes, Devana Willis, give her those props. Young woman from the Bronx, right?
Okay.
Who became an athletic trainer and then decided that having massage therapy as part of her toolbox would help her serve her patient, her athletes better.
Sure.
And she came to Swedish Institute. She then subsequently moved to Arizona. And during the pandemic, as well as the emergence of the Black Lives Matter movement, what happened to George Floyd, started having conversations with Black massage therapists and realized that there was a collective need for us to gather, to support each other, to educate each other, and to discuss the issues that come up for us in this profession where, what did that study show? Or somebody did some research, and Blair Kennedy, who's an amazing PhD, I think we are 8% of the profession. And I don't even want to talk about how low in numbers we are as clients, which is a problem we have to fix. And that's probably another entire show that you and I have to talk about.
So the fact that hold on, so this is confirmation you're going to come back.
I'm going to come back.
All right,
I'm going to come back.
Just want to make sure you pulled yourself back into that.
Right. But Devana really felt like there was a need for us to have this moment in space and time. And so she started the Black Massage Therapist Conference. It will have its third iteration this October 2025 in Charlotte, North Carolina. And
hold on, let's give her a horn for that one.
Yes. And it's an amazing event. I was there for the first. It has grown, and I'm so excited to go for the third opportunity and just see how many more people we get in these classrooms and at the table having these conversations.
Well, please let her know that we would love to come shoot the podcast live from there. I want to record there.
That's going to be amazing.
Since it's in October, I can talk to my production team to see whatever we can do to get down there to shoot the whole thing and cover it. And she has to be a guest on the podcast because we need to be able to have these conversations. Not the biggest thing for me is not just being the therapy people, but also being the owners and directors and the operations people behind it, so that way we can ensure that it continues past us.
Yes.
So tell her I said thank you. I'm looking forward to being there because I was going to go, and then I was like, I see a picture and I see you in it. I'm like, come on. Like, y'all couldn't tell me Ericka was going to be there. So I just want to say thank you for warming my heart. Thank you for continue to being one of those beacons that I hold myself up to and say, I haven't done enough yet. I have a lot more work to do because I want to make you proud. people like yourself, people like Tom Paul, Reggie, like these are the people who were my OGs who I feel like I got to hold that banner up and do a better job. So that way you know that you left it in good hands. It is important to me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you so very much.
This makes me so excited.
It has been a blessing to know you and to see you at this point in your career. And I do have to say, you got in touch with me at a point where I was having a lot of challenges with all the adjustments that I had made in my life, right? So being the dean was kind of like the epitome of my career.
Sure.
And when I decided to break my life, I broke it. Yeah. And I was like, wow, is this going to work? And thankfully, so many good things came into my life after that point. And then when you called, it literally kind of said to me, this was good. What you did was good, and what you've done has been really good. And I feel so blessed that you invited me to come.
It is my honor.
On your podcast.
This is ours now.
To spend time with you as well.
You got your own mug now, so you're good. Well, I thank you so very much. We're looking forward to having more of these types of conversations with other people of your stature. I want to thank everybody for watching the show today. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment, and tell people what you like, man. Tell them who you love. But make sure y'all look her out, Miss Ericka Clinton. Let's give her a round of applause. People in the background, thank you very much. This is a live studio audience. Peace to the kings and queens.